Disclaimer, I think I look like crap today. And I kind of feel like it as well. Not in a mental health way. My mental health is actually surprisingly good at the moment. It's just been a couple shitty days because of anniversaries of certain events. Hey everyone, it's Saturday, I'm Flynn and you're watching my BrainLog. Hey Flynn, why do you feel like shit? I hear you. I'm not even wearing clothes. I'm literally sitting here wearing pajamas. Like my boobs are out. That's how much I don't care today. Glad we talked about my boobs. I'm just gonna hug this new pillow that I got because I like it, because it looks like a postcard. It also says postcard, which is how I know that it looks like a postcard. Because I'm smart. Earlier I mentioned something about anniversaries of certain events. Now I know that there is a possibility that certain people will see this video and think like, oh, I got you. I know what's going on. I know you don't, actually, but thanks for trying. What is actually going on has to do with this. This is my dream journal. I read somewhere that to be able to remember your dreams, you have to start off by writing down your dreams, which at first I was like, bitch, how am I supposed to do that if I don't remember my dreams? But one day it started. I remembered my dream and started writing them down, and it kept going to the point where I was like, do I really want to remember my dreams? Because they kind of suck. If you've been around for a while, then you may remember from my very first video on this channel that I talked about wanting to talk about dreams. This is one of those dreams that I wanted to talk about. The dream I'm talking about happened March 7th of last year. It literally just says, bathroom psycho. Let me explain to you why it says that. I did not need to write that dream down. I literally remember it very vividly. Very, very vividly. So, let me tell you about the dream. If you know me, you know that I am terrified of the dark. And what's even worse is mirrors in the dark. So last year, on the 7th of March, I woke up with a start. Here's what happened. I was dreaming and I walked across the hallway to the bathroom, walked in there in the night, did not turn the light on, which is very uncharacteristic of me, walked in there without turning the light on, bent forward over the sink to look in the mirror, looked at myself and started screaming like a lunatic. I was screaming at myself like a bloody mad person. You know, like in old movies where psych wards are for crazy people. And I was jumping around and sort of doing like monkey dance or something like that in front of the mirror while screaming. And I felt trapped in there. I was not happy. I was terrified of myself and of what was happening, as in of seeing the reflection and me, fleshy person. I couldn't get out of there. In the dream, my little brother came up to the door and was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was just like, I can't get out of here, and kept screaming and jumping around, and he had to physically grab me and pull me out of that bathroom. And as soon as he pulled me out, I woke up with a start. My alarm was ringing. I had school that day really early as well. I had to get up at 5 AM that day. And I was just like sitting upright in my bed for like 20 minutes trying to shake that dream, because I was terrified that if I got up now in the dark, I would somehow make those events happen, you know, like kind of a Groundhog Day situation. Like, if I get up now, I won't have a choice but to walk to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and scream at myself. It was terrifying for me. Firstly, because it literally played on my worst fear. I'm very, very invested in stuff like that. Like, when I watch a movie, I identify with the characters so much to the point where I feel everything they feel, and when the movie is over, I have this kind of this very strong feeling of loss, because what do I do with my life now? And the same goes for books and any other kind of story, obviously. So since it feels all so real to me, having a dream like that is literally hell on earth, because I will wake up still feeling like it's real and not being able to snap out of it. And I went to school that day, very distracted, completely spooked. I jumped at like anything. I ended up shaking the feeling around noon-ish. Now bear in mind, I got up at 5 a.m. By noon, I felt okay. I thought, okay, I can go on with my life now, you know. That evening, when I had to go to bed, I was terrified again, because I was like, what if I dream it again? I don't want to go to sleep. I'm literally terrified. What do I do? There was literally no need whatsoever for me to write that dream down, write the date down, because it's just etched into my memory. I talked it through with my therapist a couple times. We have not yet reached any kind of conclusion as to what the heck that was and why it happened. Usually I'm very good at that. Usually I'm very good at analyzing a dream and being like, okay, this must have been triggered by that event and this must have been triggered by that event. But with that dream, it's just like, whenever I have nightmares, it's like my brain kind of dug those up from the deepest pit. Rather than them being something I needed to process from the day before.
Hey there, Editing Flint popping in for a tiny little bit of an additive. I completely forgot to mention that this dream still affects me to this day. I have an immense problem with that bathroom ever since the dream. I don't go in there in the night, I don't go in there when it's dark outside, and I do not ever, no matter what time of day, look in the mirror in there. I don't.
Because I have other dreams where it's like literally... Now this is just so we can end it on a more positive note and so we can make fun of me a little bit. I used to go to school with this boy and not gonna lie, in first grade I had kind of a little bit of a crush on him. Because he was like one of the people who would occasionally stand up for me against the others. We will call him Leonard. Art class. I was in school in art class with Leonard. I sat next to him. He had written me a letter. I couldn't read it, but I knew what it said. I only remember that the word touillette was in it. For anyone who doesn't speak French, touillette is the name for those little sticks with those stirring sticks that you get at coffee shops. You know, the ones with the little spoon kind of situation at the bottom, but there's a hole in it. These things. Just these things. It was a love confession. Why would the word stirring stick be in a love letter? He was doodling on his table. He got in trouble for it. I leaned over to show him my favorite doodle and kissed him. Then a brief flash of sleeping with him. Then a boy. Our son? He had really curly hair, brown. All he would eat was Oreos and licorice snails. I tried feeding him an orange. Didn't work. Thought his taste buds were screwed. At some point, I had a child on my arm, about 3 to 4 years old, very slim. I cradled the child while washing thick paint off my hands. The love letter was in French, but I spoke German with Leonard. Very confused. This was a bit different. This didn't really have a point at all, except for this week was shit. I mean, it wasn't really that shit. I got a lot of writing done. So this has been my week. Please tell me in the comments below. It would be great, really not trying to guilt you into anything, but it would be really great if someone would talk to me. Comment section's always so empty. I feel lonely. No, I'm genuinely like, I mean, it would be great to have a couple comments, but like also, I don't want to guilt you into anything. If you don't have anything to say, that's perfectly fine, I understand. Or rather, if I ask a question for the comments and you don't feel comfortable sharing that, that's perfectly fine, I understand. Please
if you feel comfortable sharing it. Post a weird dream of yours in the comments so I feel less alone. And if you do not feel comfortable with sharing your weird dreams, maybe you have something you do before going to sleep or something like that to make you sleep better, you know, like listening to music or lighting a candle or having a nightlight or whatever. I don't know. Anyhow, if you want to see more of me, then you can subscribe to my channel up here, or you can subscribe to my other channel down here where I talk about books and all kinds of other stuff. You can click here to watch a video that YouTube thinks you're gonna like, and I will see you again next Saturday. Bye!